Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 3 and we will be presenting on the topic of ecological risk assessment. I am the first presenter, Azrina Fatih binti Faizan, followed by Aili Kamarina, then Jackie Lau. Next will be Fatin Nonadira, and the last presenter is Haikan. A group has been assigned the task of conducting an ecological risk assessment for a proposed development project in a wetland area. The project aims to construct a large commercial building and a parking lot, but the wetland is home to rare and endangered species. The ERA report will analyze the ecological threats posed by the development and provide calculation and recommendation. The report seeks to promote sustainable development and align society needs with the preservation of the wetland ecosystem. It will it will propose mitigation strategy and emphasize the importance of constant surveillance and monitoring. The goal is to raise awareness among stakeholders about the balance between short-term gains and long-term sustainability, and to ensure the preservation of the wetland, biodiversity, and ecological function. The ERA report aims to unite economic advancement with environmental responsibility and leave a legacy of peaceful coexistence with nature for future generations.
Development project can indeed have ecological impact, including hydrological change. Wetlands play an important role in controlling water flow and reducing flooding by acting as a natural buffer. Modifying wetland hydrology through drainage or change in water flow patterns can have downstream effects, such as increased flooding, reduced water availability, or alter nutrient cycling. When large-scale development projects such as urbanization, infrastructure, construction, or agriculture expansion take place, they often involve significant modification to the natural environment, which can disrupt the hydrological cycle. Development projects may involve activities such as dredging or filling, which may disturb the natural hydrological of the area. It is important for developers and policymakers to consider this potential ecological impact and implement appropriate measures to mitigate them. Next, wetlands play a crucial role in maintaining water quality by acting as natural filters. Development projects that alter or destroy wetland areas can lead to increased amount of sediment, nutrients, and pollutants, such as chemical or waste, which can degrade water quality and harm aquatic organisms. Wetlands act as natural filter by trapping sediment, nutrient, and pollutant in the water, which helps remove them from the system. Wetlands, plants, and microorganisms play an important role in this process, as they absorb nutrients and break down pollutants. As water passes through wetlands, plants and substrates slow the flow, allowing more time for the water to be filtered and purified. This process helps maintain the water quality of nearby lakes, rivers, and water bodies. Ecological impact from development projects can lead to habitat loss. Wetlands are home to a variety of species including plants, birds, fish, amphibians, and reptiles, many of which are unique to this ecosystem. Some animals commonly found in wetlands including duck, geese, otter, frogs, salamander, and various species of fish. The construction of buildings and roads can lead to the destruction of wetland vegetation and the displacement of wildlife and cause a lost biodiversity, as many species may not be able to adapt or find suitable alternative habitats. So they will interfere in the development area. Wetlands are critical habitat for many plants and animal species, and their conservation is essential to maintaining biological diversity and ecological health. Last but not least, the ecological impact of development project is the loss of ecosystem service. Ecosystem service are the benefit that people derive from natural ecosystem, such as clean air and water, pollination of crops, and climate regulation. When development projects such as housing development, highway, or industrial facilities are built in a natural area, they can lead to the loss of important ecosystem service. For example, the removal of trees and vegetation can reduce the ability of ecosystem to absorb carbon dioxide and regulate the climate. Similarly, the paving of natural surface for roads and buildings can prevent rainwater from being absorbed into the ground, leading to decreased groundwater recharge and increased stormwater runoff. The loss of ecosystem service associated with development projects can have negative implications for human health and well-being, as well as the health of the environment. That's why it's important to carefully consider the environmental impact of development projects and take steps to mitigate adverse effects.
Next, I will present about the methods and tools. First is Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA. This assessment is crucial to prepare an EIA report that contains baseline data. The impact assessment will suggest wetland mitigation measures. Second is RBA, which is Rapid Biodiversity Assessment. The assessment involves quick survey to identify key species and assess habitat quality. Third is water quality monitoring. This tool will help evaluate the health and functioning of wetland ecosystem. Next is species surveys. This surveys is conducted to identify and document plant and animal species within the wetland area is crucial for assessing biodiversity. Moreover, the hydrological assessment. This assessment will assess the hydrological factors that provides insight into wetland functioning and potential impacts of development project on water regimes. Lastly is Geographic Information System (GIS). This system will help integrate various data sources to facilitate a comprehensive assessment of ecological impacts.
The key data sources need to conduct the ecological risk assessment. An ecological risk assessment for key data sources include three phases: the problem formulation, analysis, and risk characterization. First is problem formulation. This assessment endpoint identify both the entity and its characteristic for evaluation. A specific value habitat, for example, meadow. The risk assessor gather information to determine which plant and animal are might to be at risk and in need to be of protection. Second analysis. Risk assessor assess exposure by determining which sectors are likely to be exposed and to what degree they will be exposed. Two components of the analysis phase are exposure and effect assessment. In the exposure assessment, the risk assessor determines which plant and animal are all likely to be exposed to each environmental stressor and to what degree. In the effect assessment, the risk assessor review available research on the relationship between exposure level and possible be adverse effect on plant and animal. The third is risk characterization. The risk assessor describes the risk, indicate the overall degree of confidence in the risk estimate, summarize uncertainties, cite evidence supporting, explore threshold response and risk estimate, and interpret the diversity of ecological effect. Risk characterization includes two major components: risk estimation and risk description. This estimation compares the estimate of measured exposure level for threshold and plant or animal population, community or ecosystem of concern and the data on expected effect for the group for the exposure level. This description provides information information important for interpreting the risk result.
Recommendation to minimize ecological impact. First is maintain water quality. Maintain a healthy and diverse plant community in wetland. Wetland vegetation play a crucial role in filtering pollutants, stabilizing sediment, and providing habitat for wildlife. Avoid excessive removal of vegetation and consider restoring degraded areas and native wetland plants. Next recommendation is preserve and restore wetland habitat. Design the project in a way that preserves as much wetland habitat as possible. Avoid enriching into critical wetland areas, and if any damage occurs, ensure proper restoration measures are implemented. This may include replanting native vegetation and creating new wetland features. Replanting trees can give as much benefit to the habitat. It is because trees give off oxygen that we need to breathe. Next is Environmental Impact Assessment (EIA). Before starting the project, perform a comprehensive EIA to understand the potential environmental effects. This assessment will help identify sensitive areas and species and guide decision-making throughout the project. EIA encourages the exploration of alternative project design and location that minimize or avoid adverse ecological impact on wetlands. This may involve considering alternative project layouts, construction methods, or even alternative sites together.
Conclusion, the project posed significant potential ecology impact to the wetland area and its habitat. The delicate balance of the wetland ecosystem at risk due to the habitat loss, alteration of the water quality, and disruption of plant and animal species. The recommendation project need to follow because to minimize the ecology impact of the project through the proactive measure. This include of considering alternative developed site outside wetland of the wetland area if possible. The next is the public awareness and education. Public awareness and education initiatives should be undertaken to engage the local community and stakeholders in the importance of wetland conservation and sustainable development practice. The last one is we can ensure the long-term health and sustainability of the wetland ecosystem. Its valuable ecology function and supporting the diverse array of plant and animal species that depends on it. That's all from me. Thank you.